There's nobody up in front of me. I'm going in and I'm like, dude, if I miss this layup right now, this is going to be the most embarrassing moment of my life. Moral of the story, I still ended up getting the girl making direct eye contact with me like, you see what I just did to that cheese puff, John? But here's the thing about Corey, and I'm just going to say it right now. You know, that's when I knew that he was not only my youth pastor, but also my enemy. All right, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I don't know if you've seen any of my vlogs before, or if you're my friend or you're my family, but thanks for clicking on this video. So really quick, as we get started, I just wanted to let you guys know what you're watching, and if you want to keep watching it, what you'll get to see in the rest of it. So I like to create videos. I like to do kind of fun creative stuff like this. I've been wanting to do some sort of podcast, some sort of like talking experience, where I just get like a chance to open up and talk, and be myself and have some fun. And whether or not a bunch of people watch this or only a few, I just like to put content out there. And I had made a couple of vlogs that you guys are probably going to see on this channel. If you have seen any of my other videos, I made 3 vlogs, and I had a ton of fun making them, and they were like literally the best. But I was having a harder time maybe putting out that content because I was having to record a ton, and I wasn't really used to that. I'm kind of, if you know me, you know, like I'm an in-the-person kind of guy, and I like to have a lot of fun, and I like to get pretty crazy. And so it's hard for me to remember to like take out my camera and go selfie mode. And so anyways, I'm fine. I actually just came out of having the coronavirus. So that cough is like, it's like corona, but like, I'm fine. I don't know how to explain it. I'm coming down from the intense stages of corona, and I'm not contagious anymore. So praise the Lord for that. So anyways, yeah, so this podcast I'm starting is going to be a way for me to be able to put out some sort of content, which I feel like is something that I actually really enjoy to do. It's a passion that I've known that I've had for a while now, but I haven't really known how to like express it. And if you guys can relate with me, sometimes we have these desires, we have sometimes these creative urges and these things that we want to do. And it can get easy to get in the cycle, actually, of watching people do the thing that you want to do and almost allowing that to like be a little fix of the creative edge that you have. So like for me, I wanted to like make YouTube videos or like a podcast or something like that. So sometimes like I'll go and watch somebody's podcast, or I'll go and watch somebody's YouTube video, and doing that kind of gives me, I would say, like a little like rush of like, oh, like that was so cool to get to see that person, that creator that I enjoy, do that thing that I want to do. And it can almost make me feel good, but then maybe I'll like wake up the next day and I'll be like, oh, I still actually want to do that myself. Then I'll watch like another YouTube video, and it'll constantly be like scratching that itch, I suppose you could say. I think I said that right. Scratching that itch, itching that scratch. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It'll be kind of getting you by. We have this like with all sorts of different things in our life. It could be like sports, like you want to play sports, you might watch some sports clips on YouTube. Sometimes watching somebody do the thing that you want to do can almost make you procrastinate doing the thing that you want to do. And I wanted to make a YouTube video, do a little podcast thing. I'm excited to do this. And so this is my first ever podcast, episode 1. I'm here at my house. I'm having a wonderful time. It's so good to be with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let's go ahead and get into the good stuff. We're going to go ahead and get right into some of our first topics for the day. So inspiration for why I did this, I just kind of have a list of things that I wanted to talk about for the first episode. And if you guys want me to do more of these, you guys can comment or text me, or Instagram me, Facebook message, any ideas or fun things that you would like to talk about, have me talk about on this. And if any of you guys would ever be interested in actually coming and talking with me, I would love to do it. I don't want to just be talking the whole time, doing this thing by myself. I would love to have engagement with other people and have fun, because that's why I like doing this kind of stuff, is I like to be creative. But what's the point of being creative if you can't do it with friends and people that you love, people that are going to help you grow and learn and laugh? I think that's what I'm all about. And so anyways, my inspiration, like I said, a lot of you guys probably can relate with me. I've kind of grown up in this time period of my life where I've watched a lot of people explode on YouTube, explode on podcasts and all that kind of stuff, TikTok, Vine, all this stuff. And it's crazy. And I would say that those people kind of inspired me a little bit. Not necessarily all of their like life choices and the things that they do and represent, but seeing that somebody that's just like a normal kid can take something that they like to do and then launch into like a career and a platform. And I'm not saying that that's what this is going to be for me, but it's definitely a creative outlet. It's something that I enjoy doing, and if I get people to watch it and I get to entertain some people, I would love to do that. And so I've definitely been inspired by that wave of social media influencers that I've seen kind of take off over the last like 5 to 7 years. And so I listen to podcasts on YouTube, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos. And so that's why I wanted to make a channel at one point, my John Boy 4 Vlogs, John Boy 4 Vlogs channel. And then I also had another vlog channel with this guy named Jake Nelson, actually. Jake, if you're watching this, I love you. And that one was really fun too, because we called it JJ Vlogs. We made one episode and we had a ton of fun. And I think one of the common themes you guys will see from me, if you guys continue to watch my videos, is that I love to do things with people. And so JJ Vlogs, we did one vlog. We were gonna do more. It ended up not working out, but I still go back and I watch those videos and I just laugh my butt off, because it was so much fun getting to do something fun with a friend and getting to enjoy making that video. And it truly gave us this like excitement, and it was like something fun that we got to do when we were in college. Okay, so for those of you guys who know me, this might be a little repetitive, this might be a little bit old news, but for those of you guys, this is your first time ever like listening to me talk for more than 30 seconds, I just wanted to let you know who I am. So my name is John Barrett. I'm 23 years old, and I'm married to Rachel Barrett, who's my wife, and we've been married for 2 years, and I am a junior high pastor in Princeton, Minnesota, at a church called New Life Church, and our youth group is called the Refuge Youth Ministries, and it's actually the youth group that I went to as a kid. It's the youth group that I was a part of all throughout middle school and high school. I always wanted to be a youth pastor there, and the Lord is good, and I ended up graduating from college, and then a few months after graduating from, well, it was more than a few months, it was like 6-7 months, I ended up being offered a position at the church as the junior high pastor, which is just a huge answer to prayer. It's what I wanted to do like ever since I was a kid, probably like 14 years old. And it's cool to see how God brought me to this place in my life. So I'm 23, I'm a junior high pastor, I live in Princeton, Minnesota, and I'm about to be a dad. So my wife Rachel is pregnant, and the day I'm recording this is the 11th of November. And I had to look at my computer right there just to make sure. But it's the 11th of November. She's due December 9th. And so we're getting less than a month away from me having my baby boy. And I'm pretty excited about that. So anyways, that's a little bit of information about me. I also have a dog named Willie. You might hear me talk about my dog named Willie. He's crazy. He's a golden retriever, and he's a great puppy. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the coronavirus. It's all the spicy drama and exciting things that's happening in the world right now. So I actually, like I was saying a little bit ago, I actually just came off of like 14 days of quarantining because I had the coronavirus. And it was super funny the way that the whole thing actually ended up working out. So I'm finally starting to feel better. Praise the Lord. Oh, by the way, I am a Christian, which is, I mean, the hugest part of my life. My relationship with the Lord, it changes everything about the way I live, the way I do life, the way I interact in my marriage, the way I even do this video. I spent time praying before I did this, saying, God, I don't want to do this unless you're in it. I don't want to do this unless you are the center and the focus of why I'm doing what I'm doing, because ultimately, like, I enjoy doing this, but if the Lord doesn't want me to do it, then there's no point in me doing it. And so I invited him into this, and my relationship with the Lord changes everything about literally every single thing that I do. And so I love Jesus, and I believe that he is my Lord and Savior, and I'm excited to tell you guys about that. And it's just made everything in my life so much better. Not always easier, but so much better. And I'm so thankful for God. And you'll probably hear me talk about God a lot in this podcast. And so be prepared to hear a lot of that, but also a lot of funny stories and a lot of cool things that God's doing in my life. So anyways, with the coronavirus, it was funny. So 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday, we were getting ready to have a regular night of Wednesday night youth group. And all of a sudden, I started to kind of feel a little bit sick. And my friend Josh and his girlfriend Stephanie, who is also my friend and somebody who I work with, she's another pastor at the church that I'm at. She got sick, he got sick, I got sick, and we were all together. And we were like, oh, well, let's just quarantine together, because we all think we had the coronavirus because we all were like feeling these symptoms. And my wife, like I said, Rachel, is pregnant, and I didn't want her to get her sick. And so my friend Josh, his family, they let me stay at their house, and it was awesome. So that was on a Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday go by. We're not feeling good still. They're probably feeling worse than I am. I'm just not feeling like 100%. And so we go and get tested. And then we get our test results back. So this is Friday, we get tested. Saturday, they get their test results back saying that their test came back as positive. And I'm like, well, I've been with them. And by Saturday, Sunday, I'm now feeling terrible, like absolutely terrible. And so this time has come, and I'm just not feeling good. And so I'm like, there's no way I don't have the coronavirus. But then I get my test back, and it stinking comes back as a negative, which if you were there with me, you would know that not only did this frustrate me because I literally felt so sick, but also because my buddy Josh was constantly roasting me. He really knows how to get me fired up and triggered, but I love the guy to death. But he kept on saying, I think you might be faking it, bro. I think you might be faking it. And it was literally the worst. And so, I mean, he was having fun and goofing around, and I thought it was hilarious. But then when I actually got my test results back as negative, it only proved his point more that I could be faking it. But I genuinely did not feel good. Like, I was literally like, I thought, man, this might be the end. I didn't make a will yet, so this is just my verbal will. If I die, I give Caleb Daniels my Xbox. Rachel obviously gets all my money, my truck, all that kind of stuff. She gets to keep my wedding ring, but Caleb Daniels has to get my Xbox. I mean, I don't really have that much stuff. So anyways, that's just my verbal will right now. All I have is my Xbox, my phone. Rachel can have my phone. She can sell it, maybe make some money. I don't know. Hopefully I never die though. But I literally, when I had the coronavirus, I thought this could be the end. It was pretty intense. And so anyways, to get my test back as a negative was like super frustrating, because then I was still having to quarantine because I had been exposed. The whole COVID stuff is so confusing, but I didn't want to get my wife sick. So I was like, well, what should I do? And so I waited a couple more days, and then I went and got tested again. And then sure enough, I get tested again a few days later, and my second test result came back as a positive. And so here's the funny thing about the COVID-19 story is that I moved into my friend's house thinking that I had COVID, and I didn't want to get my wife sick. And so I started staying with him. Him and his girlfriend actually already did have COVID, but I didn't. I just had like a regular cold. But because I started staying with them, then I was heavily exposed, and then I got corona. And I think that's pretty stinking funny, if you ask me. I mean, it obviously was not ideal when it happened, but in attempts to avoid giving my wife corona, I actually gained corona, and then I had to stay away from her for 2 weeks. And so I just got back yesterday, actually. And so it's been really good to be back home. But I still have a little bit of a cough. I'm still feeling a little bit, not the greatest, but I'm not contagious anymore. So praise the Lord for that. I think I need to take a little sip of Gatorade. Also, when I was in Corona lockdown, my wife had a baby shower, and my mom threw a shower for her, and there was these cheese puffs there. And I gotta tell you guys, these Earl's cheese puffs are literally like the greatest thing ever. Corey Kalinowski, he was my youth pastor growing up, and he's still the head youth pastor at our church. So for those of you guys who are wondering, I said I was a youth pastor. I'm the junior high youth pastor. Then there's this girl named Stephanie Daniels, and she is a creative arts pastor at our church. So she does like a lot of stuff with like the worship team and a lot of other stuff. But then she's also our youth development pastor, and so she helps with like a lot of. I mean, Corey and I, everybody could admit, if we did not have Stephanie, the whole thing would just go crumbling down. So Stephanie is an awesome youth pastor. And then there's Pastor Corey. He's been around the longest. He's been there for like 10 years. He's the senior high youth pastor. He's kind of like the whole everything. He's just like the all-around package of a man. Great guy. But here's the thing about Corey, and I'm just going to say it right now. This dude, he likes to mess with me. I think a lot of people like to mess with me, to be completely honest. But one time we were on a trip, and I got these cheese puffs from the gas station. And this dude literally kept on coming up to the bag. He's like an annoying little brother in this moment. Like, he's my youth pastor. I love him. But it was like one of those things where he's like, oh. Like, he literally came over. He grabbed my bag of cheese puffs, and he just started, like, literally smushing them and, like, making direct eye contact with me. Like, you see what I just did to that cheese puff, John? That's right, it's Cheeto dust now. And, that's when I knew that he was not only my youth pastor, but also my enemy. No, I'm kidding. I love Corey, and we have a ton of fun. I've gotten him pretty good quite a few times as well. But Corey, if you touch my Cheetos, bruh, I'm going to come in. I'm going to get you. So with this podcast, a lot of the stuff that I'm going to want to talk about is stuff that you guys are going to want me to talk about. I'm not going to just come up with a list every single week of things that I think that I should talk about. If I'm going to do this, if I'm going to keep making videos, the ideal situation would be that you guys would comment down below and leave some comments on what kind of things that I should be talking about. Because I would love to kind of have some communication with you guys. I would love to, if I'm going to make a video, and even if there's only 5 of you guys who watch my video every week, or maybe there's 500, or who knows. Point being, for however many people are watching, I'm going to actually want to talk about things that you guys are going to want me to talk about. But I did come up with a list of things that I could talk about for this first one because nobody knows that I'm doing this right now. I thought about making one of those Facebook posts like saying like, yo, I'm about to start doing something. But I decided not to do it. I kind of wanted to make it a surprise. I just wanted to do this, have some fun with it, because I want this to be natural. I want this to be fun, and I want to be able to enjoy myself as I put something out there for my friends and family to watch, and maybe random people who don't even know me who want to laugh or learn something new. I don't know what they would learn from this first one. Maybe how to smush my Cheetos, how to frustrate me, or maybe learn a little bit about the coronavirus. I lost my taste. I lost my smell completely. That was brutal. I had a bad headache. This is an educational coronavirus podcast, I guess. It was pretty rough. I had a cough and stuff, but praise the Lord, I'm over that. So really quick, I'll tell you guys, I got another topic here. Just tell you guys about my marriage, my wife. So I'm married to a girl named Rachel Ann Barrett. She's awesome. She's from Georgia. And we started dating our senior year of high school. And let me just tell you, maybe I'll put a picture of her on the screen right now. She is an absolute babe. And I'm a lucky guy. So we met playing basketball. She was the manager of the basketball team. I was a player on the team. It was my senior year of basketball. And she was always with us at all of our games, keeping stats. And well, I guess you can say that she was impressed by the stats that she was seeing I was putting up. I'm kidding. I think I only had like 45 points in total my entire basketball career. I played for 3 years. Okay, guys, listen. I wasn't the best at getting points, but you want to know what I was good at? I was a bear down underneath that hoop. If you wanted to get around me, I mean, it was hard. I always felt really bad. There'd be these kids, and I'd be blocking down here, and they'd come down, and it was just like, boom, and they would just fall down on the ground. But I felt so bad that I would, like, help pick them back up. I actually have, I'm kind of scatterbrained sometimes. So here, if you guys can stick with me on this, but I have a funny basketball story that I can tell you guys really quick in the midst of how I met my wife. So I don't remember what basketball season this was. I don't know if it was my junior year or my senior year. But I was playing basketball, and we were playing against this team of this school that I used to go to. So the team that I was playing on was this team called the Cambridge Christian Warriors, CCS Warriors. But when I was younger, I went to this other school, and it was called Faith Christian School, and they were called the Saints. And I still knew people who went to that school and who played on that team. And so the Warriors were playing the Saints. So I was on the Warriors team, and then we were going against the Saints. And I had some buddies on the other team, and then I obviously had all my buddies on my team that I actually played with. And so it was kind of a fun game. I was kind of nervous, though, too. And we're playing the game. I get the ball. I'm running down the court. It's like the most exciting moment of my life. There's nobody up in front of me. I'm going in, and I'm like, dude, if I miss this layup right now, this is going to be the most embarrassing moment of my life. So I'm just going hard. I'm running down there. I'm about to make this basket. I go up. I shoot it. I make this basket. I make the basket. I look over to my right, and I just see everybody just going, no, John, wrong basket. Somehow in the excitement of the moment, I accidentally ended up shooting the basket into my own hoop and scoring on my own team. Now, while this was a really cool moment that I didn't miss the layup, I mean, hey, I'm glad I didn't miss the layup. I scored on my own team. And of course, everybody gave me a hard time about it because I scored for the team that I used, for the school that I used to go to. So everybody's like, how much did they pay you to do that? I bet you're just rigging the game. And it was a very embarrassing moment of my life. But you know what? Moral of the story, I still ended up getting the girl. Rachel and I started dating towards the end of the season, and we dated for 3 years, and then I proposed to her, and then we got married June 8th of 2018, and it's been nothing but amazing ever since then. I loved her so much. We had a wonderful wedding day. I'll put a picture on the screen right now of us on our wedding day. It was awesome, and I'm such a lucky guy. It was so fun. And yeah, so that's my story about Rachel and I might have her on sometime, and we can go a little bit more in depth about some of the exciting stuff about our marriage. But that's all I got for you guys for right now on Rachel. Okay, guys, so for the last thing that we're going to talk about today is kind of what my plan is for continuing doing this podcast. First of all, I got to come up with a name. So if you guys have any ideas of what you think that I should call this, go ahead and leave a comment and let me know what you guys think that I should name this. Second is I'm trying to think of how often I want to be posting this. You guys can also let me know how often you'd be down to watch one of my videos. I feel like maybe once or twice a week is kind of something that would be fun. I'd like to get some guests on here. I'd like to have some different topics. I know I've said it quite a few times, but for real, leave a comment, shoot a text to me, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you guys want to do. I would love to just talk about some fun things and some interesting topics with you guys. If there's any way that I could even find a way to maybe do a Zoom and get some people on and do it like that, or if I could have somebody come in person with me and we could record and do some kind of show. But yeah, I would just love to put out some kind of content 1 to 2 times a week, just getting to talk and connect with you guys. And I did want to do a vlog at one point in my life. I kind of told you guys that I ended up not doing that because I like to be in the moment, but I might every once in a while throw in some random clips, some funny clips. I might even throw in something at the end of this video. We'll see, just some funny clips from sometime this year, or maybe even like a little highlight from one of my vlogs. But yeah, I mean, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. The goal for me, honestly, and something you guys can help me keep accountable with, is I just want to stay true to myself. When I tell stories, I like to have fun. I like to get a little crazy, but everything I'm telling you guys is 100% authentic and true. And I just want to be able to laugh with you guys. I want to be able to have some fun. I literally, if you know me, you know that I love to laugh. You know that I love to connect. I'm the kind of guy who can go from straight up laughing to be like, hey, how you doing, bro? And so as much as I want to laugh with you guys, I'd love to connect with you guys too. And I find that this could just be another connection point for me to connect with you guys out there. So whoever you are, whether you're family, friends, or somebody I've never met before, I just want to say thank you so much for watching my first ever podcast. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much. Love you guys.
hits on the beat.
Ain't no party like a JB party, cause the JB party don't stop.
Don't stop.